Happy Friday, and thanks so much for joining us tonight on UpNorthLive Unscripted at 6:30. I am Maya Engel, live in our digital studio, and let's talk some weather. It was another really lovely fall day. The sun was shining. It was in the 60s. It was just gorgeous out there, and I'm sure a lot of folks at home are hoping to see this weather continue into the weekend. So, Joe, will that happen?
Yeah, tomorrow it's looking nice. It'll be warm too, but also a little windy.
Okay.
Coming up tomorrow. But yeah, I woke up today and I'm like, it's Friday. It was
It's a good
nice.
day.
Yeah, almost to that first weekend of October. It is going to be windy. Now, that being said, we do have a couple of concerns. One is maybe a little frost tonight. We have several counties, Maya, under a frost advisory. And then other areas are actually for tomorrow. We don't talk about this too often in October, but we have high fire danger, a red flag warning for some spots. So we'll kind of highlight that, who's under the frost advisory, how cold it's going to get tonight, and we'll look at the weekend forecast a little later.
Thank you, Joe. And let's start off with a story we are working on. It's kind of an update from a story we first shared with you about a year ago. It's an update on a truly affordable housing community project here in northern Michigan. So this community is in Leelanau County, and some families have already moved in, while other families are putting in the work needed to be able to live there. So our Mark Gillette reports on how Habitat for Humanity is working to address a huge issue in northern Michigan.
I was just shocked, and I started crying because I just really never thought that would be something that would ever happen.
This isn't going to be Corey and Jesse Smoker's home. Nope. Theirs is just a pile of dirt right now on an otherwise vacant lot a few spots down here at Habitat for Humanity's New Wave project.
We're here today doing sweat equity hours that we have to do to complete 200 hours to be part of the partner family with Habitat, and we're actually laying flooring today.
They're doing the work required by Habitat in order to someday soon finally have an affordable place they can truly call home.
It's that big of a relief for us to know that we will have a forever home, that we don't have to worry about the renting, or since the pandemic, someone all of a sudden you're renting their house and then they sell it, and so then you're finding a place to move, and to find somewhere to move that's affordable it's devastating. It's hard.
But this project, which officially broke ground a year ago, is making it all a little less hard for some northern Michigan families.
Total, at this location, we have 13 Habitat homes. 2 of them are done, and the homeowners are living in them. The 2 of them behind me will be done probably in about a month. And then and the homeowners who are in those homes are actually here today working on them. We have 2 more being built over there that will be done early in the spring. And then that's a total of 6. And so we have an additional 7 homes on top of that.
Over the past year, a transformation here, from an open field to a place where in the next 18 months or so, 13 families will have a place to lay down some roots.
These are homes that people own. They're nice, solid, new homes with garages, with energy efficiency that people can own, and their rent is fixed. You know, their payment, insurance, taxes, mortgage, everything is at an affordable rate for them based on their income now.
One by one, the homes have popped up here at New Waves. Jennifer's family was one of the first to be able to move in.
We have lived here since the end of July, so we've been here about 3 months. It is a true blessing to actually be able to be in our own home and have a home to call our own.
Her efforts led to her wait for a home to be over, and soon another wait will be.
I'm excited that we finally got neighbors. At first I was like, oh, I wonder what it's gonna be like, because we've been here 3 months with no neighbors. But now that we've got neighbors and seeing the other houses coming up and meeting the new homeowners that are gonna be into those houses are truly amazing.
House by house, a community's being built here, with homeowners to be putting in their sweat equity now to bank a different type in the near future.
They really have a chance to build equity in their home and to have a controlled, this is what we pay now, this is what we're gonna pay in 10 years.
It's addressing a widespread problem, one home, one family at a time. It's not the solution to fix everything, but Habitat believes it can be part of a solution. finding a way to get folks into more than a housing Band-Aid.
I have the greatest job in the world. The best part of this job, actually, is working with these homeowners.
And work they do, with a payoff that many see as priceless.
I'd like to say to Habitat, thank you very much for making our dreams come true.
That was Mark Shillette reporting, and Mark is going to join us live now with more on this story. Hey, Mark, long time no see.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah, wonderful day in Leelanau County. It was really fun to check back in with the progress. This is a development that we've been following since their initial groundbreaking, when it was literally just a snow-covered field, and they were making way to put in the roads and start to run the utilities. So it's fun to see these houses pop up. It's not far from the station, so we drive by it often, and it's fun to see houses and then cars and children's toys and yards. So it's been a real fun development to keep a close eye on.
And are there more houses that are still available?
Yes, actually, they have two that currently people are living in, two that they're working on, and two that are in some stage of construction. But they have 7 more houses, so they're not even halfway done. And those 7 houses are available right now. In fact, Habitat for Humanity would encourage people to go to their website and look at the banner right across the top, how to apply, because they are looking for families that are looking for an affordable housing option. Now, there is an application process. You do have to put in the sweat equity. You earn this house. They don't give away the houses. But in terms of affordable housing in Leelanau County especially, this is a solution. It's not going to address the large-scale problem of getting everybody into a house, but this is a step.
So I'm assuming more than 7 people will probably apply for those 7 homes. Do you know how Habitat picks who actually gets a home?
There's a matrix. There's a whole system that goes through it. So they have to verify that there is, in fact, a need and that you are willing to do the things required in order to be a Habitat partner. That's what they call it, a Habitat family partner. In order to be a partner, to take over this, you have to, there are hoops that you have to jump through. But anybody that's interested can certainly learn more and see if that is something that would be available to them.
Anything else you want to say about the progress that this community has made so far?
You know, it is a really cool community. And one of the things that some of the neighbors who have already moved in explained to me was, it's going to be really neat when there are 13 families that live in this little subdivision. It's just a loop circle, that live in this subdivision, that have all walked a similar path, that truly know what it's like to have to go transient housing or to struggle with finances when it comes to paying rent or a mortgage payment. These are 13 people or 13 families that will have that common path, that common background that they have walked, and they all will so appreciate where they are. These are energy efficient houses. These are houses that are not going to require a lot of maintenance or upkeep because they're brand new construction, and they're built in a way so that they minimize those costs. So when this is all said and done, this is going to be a neat, vibrant, very appreciative community.
And the entire community is expected to be done when?
Probably 2026.
Okay.
They're working on a couple of the houses now. They will probably, with construction, probably pause a little over the winter, break ground on a couple of more. The young couple that we spoke to there, Jesse and Corey, they hope to be in maybe June of next year. And right now their house is just a pile of dirt. So construction will pick up again next spring. They'll crank through those and get the remaining 7 houses spoken for. And hopefully those people would be in by 2026.
Anything else you want to say that we haven't talked about yet?
No, it's a really neat community, and Habitat does good work. And if you look at affordable housing options in Leelanau County, there aren't very many. Yeah. This location is a great location. It's right there on M72. It's close to Traverse City. You got all of Leelanau County to the north of you. And these are people that are so excited to be part of the Habitat family. When you talk to the residents that are there, you know, Habitat for Humanity Grand Traverse Region checks in on them, makes sure they're doing well, gives them pointers and tips. They have folks they can call when they have a question. So there really is a family sense of community amongst everybody that's already in the community, and they only expect that to grow as they add more homeowners.
Well, thanks, Mark, so much for joining us and for sharing a little more about this very important project happening in Leelanau County. And I'm sure there are plenty of other counties around northern Michigan that could really benefit from a affordable housing community like this one. So that prompts our question of the day, which is enough being done in your community to provide affordable housing? You can scan that QR code on your screen right now. That'll take you to a page where you can vote and see the live results, but I'll kind of spoil the live results because right now 75% say no, enough is not being done, and 25% say yes, enough is being done in their community to provide affordable housing. So we will continue to check in on those live results as the show continues, but we're going to transition to an update on the devastation caused by Hurricane Helene. We now have an update on the death total. At this point, it is surpassing 200 people across 6 different states. And this is now the deadliest hurricane in the country since Katrina in 2005. Half of the victims were in North Carolina, but dozens of others died in Georgia and South Carolina. And search and recovery efforts are continuing, but crews are facing some difficult terrain, of course, with having to navigate through washed out roads, downed power lines, and a lack of phone service. Now, power is being restored, but according to poweroutage.us, more than 700,000 customers are still without power. Meanwhile, communities across the entire country are doing what they can to help all the people impacted by this devastating storm, including right here in northern Michigan. So an Alpena trucking company, C&S Carriers, is collecting donations, and they're going to drive down to North Carolina next week. And there are several different places where you can drop off donations, including a store in Petoskey. So Little Travers Furniture and Mattress is accepting items through next Thursday. The owner says he and his wife have visited North Carolina. They have some friends there, and they knew they wanted to do something to help the people in North Carolina. So the owner says they need to help residents dig in for the colder winter and, of course, a long recovery. So they're looking for items like blankets, new clothing, and medicine.
I just think it shows the heart of northern Michigan. And when I learned about the event yesterday, I wanted Petoskey to be part of this, because we have a lot of great people here in Petoskey, and I just felt the need that we need to jump on this and help out the residents down there. And I know there's a lot of other areas that are affected as well. This was one option for us to do what we can.
And there are other drop-off locations for items as well. We have a full list of those different locations all across northern Michigan on our website, UpNorthLive.com. And viewers like you are already helping victims of Hurricane Helene in a pretty big way. So you have helped raise more than $200,000 just days into the Sinclair Cares Hurricane Helene Relief Campaign. Up North Live is partnering with the Salvation Army and our parent company, Sinclair, to assist with humanitarian relief efforts across the disaster zone. So in order to donate, you can scan that QR code on your screen right now or go to sinclaircares.com to make a donation. And we do want to thank everyone who has donated so far to help raise $200,000 at this point. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we'll bring in our chief meteorologist, Joe Charlevoix. He'll have much more on the forecast for the weekend. Don't go anywhere.
I'm Jada Johnson from Big Boys TV, and the Fish and Game Report is sponsored by Johnson's Propane.
I was just talking with Joe off camera about what we can expect for this weekend weather-wise, and he said it's kind of a confusing one because we're going to experience a lot of different weather conditions in just 48 hours, right, Joe?
Yeah, here, I'll give it to you real quick.
Okay.
Windy, dry tomorrow. We're going to get some rain late Saturday night, but before the sun comes up Sunday, then some sunshine late Sunday morning, and then it's going to cloud up Sunday afternoon, maybe a shower.
Oh, that's it?
There you go. That's right. A couple of issues, though, Maya. One, frost. Let's take a look at that. So, yeah, that was our satellite picture. And you see the blue areas here. So we have pink and blue here. The blue areas are where we have a frost advisory, and the pink reddish areas are where we have red flag warning. So in these counties, Sheboygan all the way down to near Tawas City and across to Manistee, this is where you could see some frost. Not everyone is in every blue shaded spot, but our coldest spots, in particular there around Grayling, could drop down into that 30 to 32 degree range. So you might want to cover up the plants. Meanwhile, up in the UP, we have a red flag warning for tomorrow. You get this a lot in the spring for fire danger, but it's going to be windy and it's going to be dry, and parts of the UP are considered under a severe drought classification right now. So all that combined, we could run into some critical fire danger up that way. I want to show you the wind. It's going to be a little windy. We'll start tomorrow morning. Winds, these are the highest gusts, the peak winds. It'll be windy during the day, but the stronger winds actually will be tomorrow night. But look at that. Just, you know, if you're out around late tomorrow night, Maya might be one of those people. I don't know if you're hitting the town or not tomorrow night. Maya, but winds, it's going to be windy. Winds gusting 40, 45 miles per hour, perhaps in some spots. We had a little narrow round of rain last night. This is what it looked like. It didn't amount to much. There it is right there. It's dry currently, and we do expect a pretty clear night tonight. So there's a possibility to see the northern lights tonight. And we are still looking at G1 to G2 conditions tonight. And the fact of the matter is it was kind of cloudy last night, but a much better chance for clear skies tonight if they happen to show up tonight. Hopefully they will one of these days. I want to point one more thing out here too. The fall color. I'm getting a few emails about that. What's it look like? So this is kind of where we stand right now. This is as of yesterday. And up in the UP there on Tequamanon Falls, we're actually getting close to peak there, a little portion there of the UP, and then back into the central UP. In the northern lower peninsula all the way downstate, we're just looking at patchy conditions in terms of the fall color. Maybe we want to check some of that out this weekend. Here is a look at our fall color progress. We'll kind of run this out for a few cities. Sault Ste. Marie's between that 50 to near peak area there in the UP, and then Petoskey, Traverse City, Houghton Lake still in that 25 to 45% category. Here's our weekend. We'll start with tomorrow, mid-60s to mid-70s, a gorgeous early October day, abundant sunshine, breezy. And then Sunday, morning sunshine will give way to afternoon clouds, afternoon showers developing in the UP. High Sunday will be in the 60s with some spotty showers expected there. And next week, temperatures close to average. We stay in the 50s and 60s next week. The other thing to take away from this, Maya, not a lot of rain. We still could use a little bit more as we look forward here.
Yeah, September was a really dry month, and so far October has been as well.
Yeah, kind of the same thing for sure.
All right, thanks, Joe. We are going to take another quick break, but we're going to check in with our sports director, Harrison Beebe, in just a few minutes, and he'll have a preview of all the different high school football matchups happening tonight. So stay with us. You're watching Up North Live Unscripted. it's another beautiful Friday night for some high school football, and the Up North Live crew will have crews out at 9 different games across northern Michigan tonight. One of those games is Sutton's Bay, and that's where we find our sports director, Harrison Beebe. Hey, Harrison.
Hey, Maya. Yes, happy Friday indeed. And it's a chilly one. Obviously, we get into these fall weeks here. It gets a little colder as we go on. But now that it's October, maybe it's just because the month switched. But I am feeling the cold air now, even in pregame. So bring something warm with you when you go to Thurlby tonight.
Noted. That's good to know because the past couple weeks have been so nice, but we knew that that weather was going to come to an end soon.
Well, and today was a nice day.
Yeah.
But yes, as the sun goes down faster and those fall temperatures kick in, you're reminded at night that it is officially fall.
Indeed. All right, so tell us a little bit about the game you were at.
Well, all right, if you ask, I will provide you with the updates. We've got a really good one on hand here. Sutton's Bay and Marion combined, they've played in 4 state championship games in 8 player, either Division 1 or 2 of the last 5 years. So both of these programs know what it's like to go far in the postseason. Marion making it to the finals a year ago at the Superior Dome. Sutton's Bay played in it 3 times from 2019 to 2021, I believe, if my numbers are correct off the top of my head. And then they had a couple down years, but you know what? Sutton's Bay is starting to feel that groove again. They're out to a 4-1 start, and really interested to see how they do against Marion, who's 5-0. Marion ranked #1 in the Division II rankings right now for the state. So, you know, win or lose, it's a really good test for Sutton's Bay to see how this rebound year is going for them. And yeah, honestly, just excited to see how Marion does, knowing all this hype and them coming off the title or the final run from a year ago.
And what are some of the other big matchups that we're going to be covering tonight?
So I like your game for a lot of reasons. Midland actually is taking on Traverse City Central at Thurlby Field. Midland leads the Saginaw Valley North Conference right now at 3-0. It's kind of been Mount Pleasant's conference the last 2 years, but Midland is in the lead right now. Traverse City Central coming off a win over Midland now a week ago. The Trojans have had kind of a slow start, 1-3, so now they're 2-3, but they can get back to 500 with a win tonight. West played Midland real tough last week on the road, and it looks like Central and West are pretty close. Just, you know, from analysis of mutual opponents and whatnot. So I believe Central's got a real puncher's chance at Thurlby tonight, so I'm really intrigued by that game. And then shout out to our friends down south in Ludington and Manistee. The 5th longest meeting, oldest meeting in the history of the state of Michigan. Maya, we talked earlier. Do you remember the year these two started?
Oh, gosh. I don't.
Do you remember what century? Do you remember what century?
Was it 1890?
Close. 1895 was the first meeting on the books between Manistee and Ludington, and they've met. It's the 5th I mixed up the stats. It's the 5th oldest series in the history of the state of Michigan for high school football, and the 2nd longest all time for meetings. They're meeting for the 147th time tonight. Now, yes, if you do the math, it's been only 129 years since that first meeting. So I assume they've maybe in the past met twice in the regular season back when schedules weren't as big as they are today, and probably some postseason matchups there. But tonight will be game 147 all time between Manistee and Ludington. So that's some pretty incredible stuff in our feature game there. But we got Sutton's Bay as well. Inland Lakes covered. They're having a great 8-player football season. Traverse City St. Francis on the road at Sheboygan. Glen Lake Glen Lake is hosting Cowcaska, McBain, and Lake City, 2 great rivals in the Highland Conference meeting up. See if the rival Lake City Trojans can give the really talented McBain team a go. And then Petoskey and Cadillac could be a sleeper game. The Northmen are 5-0, but Cadillac's having a good season as well. So on the road, Petoskey is down at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Wexford County. See if the Vikings can give them a real challenge here on a Friday night.
Yeah, lots of great matchups. We'll have updates tonight at 11 on Hometown Highlights. But thanks so much, Harrison, for joining us, and we'll be right back after this break.
Salon services are furnished by Epiphany Advanced Academy in East Acme.
Well, we are all out of time for Unscripted tonight, but thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you have a great weekend. Take care, everyone.